Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Critical and welcome back to another episode of ComicCraft on the ComicCraft server. We're over here at Spawn once again overlooking the wonderful landscape that I have cleaned up quite a bit. If you remember, we had all these caves and these wacky paths and everything across this whole section. So I came on last night and I cleaned this... I don't have my armor on. I came on last night and I cleaned this whole area up, and I bought these 4 chunks here for myself and Brawnzy because Brawnzy has completed, well, he's completed a few more farms, but I'm focusing on 2 that we're going to start building the shops for today. But I wanted to show you guys this. Check it out. I cleaned up this whole area. I copied the, I kept doing the road design that Scruffy did over there, and I copied that into this over here. We got a little space for the diamonds. I moved the board up over here and cleaned it up a little bit because we'd actually completed a couple things on the board. So that's all over there now. All those chests and everything are over there. And we've got a nice little portal kind of dock platform, which I think is pretty cool. And of course, all of the chests and everything that were here have kind of been consolidated or moved back over there somewhere. So I think this all looks pretty nice. But let's talk a little bit about the shops that I want to start building today. Alright, so I had to take a moment to build a little bit of a display here because I wanted to show you guys what I was talking about and visualize it a little bit better. So this is where the Prismarine Shop is going to go. The 2 shops that we're going to be working on starting today are the Prismarine Shop and the Iron Shop because Brawnzy has finished both of those farms and we can start stocking the shops pretty soon. Now, for the Prismarine Farm, what I want to do is build a Fortress of Solitude style build. So if you've seen the Fortress of Solitude, big ice spikes kind of all going up and intersecting in the middle, we're going to be doing that, but instead of ice, we're obviously going to be using Prismarine. Now, there are going to be some gaps that these spikes don't quite hit, and for the kind of filler areas, I want to use warped planks, not warped planks, stripped warped logs, because I think that color is going to go really, really well with this Prismarine, and it kind of looks like bluish cement, so I think it's going to look pretty cool all mixed in there. But you can kind of imagine like a pyramid with a bunch of spikes kind of coming out here, a rounded pyramid. I think it's going to look really, really cool, and I think it'll kind of drag people in. Obviously, this spike will be a little bit broken, and we'll build some sort of archway here for the door. Now for the Iron Farm, we're going to be building that up above, and what I want to do is I want to build a drone. I want to build a massive drone up in the sky where the center kind of compartment is the actual farm, or the actual shop. And people can fly up in there, and then of course we'll have some big rotors on the outsides holding the thing up, which I think will look really, really cool. Now, I have most of the materials I need for this shop. I do need to get some more ink because these are hard to craft. I didn't realize how ridiculous these were to craft, and we don't have a lot of them already, so I have to get a bit of ink for that. But I'm going to gather a couple more materials, and then I think we're going to jump into a time lapse and get this first underway. Alright, so I got the first little portion of this finished. As you can see, I got all the dark Prismarine in. And this kind of just gives you guys an idea of how this is going to look. So you can imagine we've got all of the dark Prismarine in here, and then all of these other spikes as well for the other Prismarine types are going to go up and intersect with this too. So we'll be left with kind of a small room down here at the base, and a ton of these spikes all sticking out in random directions, which I think is going to look really, really cool. And then, of course, these are the areas I was talking about earlier in the episode where we're going to use warped, like logs, stripped warped logs to kind of fill in the gap, so like a cement sort of look. But we'll get to that after we get all of these other spikes in. I just want to show you guys how this looked at this point, because I think this honestly looks really cool. Like, this would be a cool base design, just like a ton of spikes all kind of intersecting above your head. It'd be cool to have like a world like this, where this is like the biome, with just like all these things above your head. I don't know. I think it looks really, really cool. But We still have a little bit of stuff to do here after we do the spikes as well. We got to get the floor in. I have a little bit of dark Prismarine left, which is good because we'll need it for the floor. I kind of want to do one of those like glass floor things where it like goes down a level each time. I think we might try something like that, but we'll see. But before we get back into our time lapses and get the other two types of Prismarine in here, I want to talk to you guys about the next build competition. So I'm over here at Doll's build competition submission for the previous build competition. This is, of course, the one that Brawnzy hosted. The theme was medieval. And Doll built a little magical sort of forest village here, which is pretty cool. We got a little wheat field over here, big tree statue off in the center, little barn over here. Pretty cool stuff. This is what won the previous build competition. And, of course, that was a couple episodes ago, so if you'd like to go see that, be sure to check the playlist. I think it's down in the description. But anyways, I came over here because we're going to be announcing the theme to you guys for the next build competition. Now, full disclosure, it is like 2 days after the build competition was actually announced, so all the contestants already have all the information, and they are planning out their builds now. But you guys have to be brought into the loop. So the theme for this build competition is mythology. Now, I didn't go with any sort of particular strand of mythology or anything. No, you can go with anything: Greek, Roman, Norse, Finnish, Egyptian, Chinese, whatever you want to go with. Any sort of mythology works, as long as it is a mythology. And I'm really excited to see what everyone comes up with. I haven't gotten responses from everybody yet about what they think about the idea, but Doll and Brawnzy both seem pretty excited. So I'm really interested to see what everyone comes up with. Now, I have only given them 2 requirements for these builds. Previously we had 3. I've only done 2, and they're pretty vague. So I'm just going to let you guys know what those are as well. Number 1, they must have a temple, statue, or monument of some kind that represents their chosen mythology's god, demigod, or mythological creature. So basically, you know, very rough example, but if they went with Norse mythology, they could build like a statue of Thor or like a temple to Thor or something. That's a very rough example, but yeah, you know, something along those lines. I'm just going simple so as not to give away any ideas, but that is kind of the idea behind that. And then number 2, the build must contain a redstone contraption of some kind that is integrated into one of their structures. The redstone projects need to be simple. I don't want the redstone component to like override the building component, so they're not going to be judged on how impressive their redstone skills are. But they are required to have a small contraption of some kind. So those are my requirements, wanting to get a little bit of creativity there, but I thought that would be pretty cool for this theme. And in the meantime, we ourselves are going to be working on something completely different, and I need to sleep here real quick. Give me just a moment. Yes, so in the meantime, while all of our contestants are working on getting their builds finished up, we are going to be doing something over at Spawn to kind of memoryify. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but basically, we're going to be building a large Hall of Victors, is what we're going to be calling it. And for everyone that builds a competition, we're going to build a large statue of them within this structure, as well as a miniature of their build from the build competition that they win. So in this case, we'll need to build a miniature of Doll's little pub and all the stuff outside, the big tree that she built. And whoever wins the next one, they'll get a small version of their build as well. And hopefully, that'll be a good way to kind of memorialize everything that we've done on the server. And of course, it won't just be build competitions, but for right now, that's all we've done. We can always add the victors from other competitions as well if we plan some stuff. And especially Season 2, I have an idea for the structure in Season 2 as well. But I'm saving that one for Season 2 because I really like the idea. And I want to throw it in the new world. But we're going to be constructing that over the next month while we wait for them to get their build competitions done. And of course, I'm going to be checking in every week on their competition progress, how each of them are doing on their builds. But if you'd like to see their actual progress, go follow all of them. There's links down below to... the current contestants are Scruffy, Chosen, Doll, and Brawnzy. So be sure to check all of them out in the description and see all their progress as they work towards getting this done. But let's head back over to Spawn and get that Prismarine Shop finished up. And there we have it. That is the majority of the build constructed. We at least have all the spikes in now, which is pretty cool. And man, let me say, this wasn't as hard to build as I thought, but I think it looks really, really cool having all these different colored spikes coming out all up at the top there. Of course, down here, it's all pretty symmetrical and everything, but as we got up to the top, I made sure all the spikes were kind of at different randomized heights, so you get a little bit more chaotic as you get up to the top here. But if we walk inside, and of course, as I mentioned, we'll be sealing these gaps with some stripped warped logs. But this is about the size that we're working with. So we'll have some chests kind of lining on some of the walls and stuff for all of our different materials that we're going to have. And I'm going to design some sort of floor as well. I think right around here off on the edges, I might replace all of this with some like warped nylium, just to kind of merge it into the ground a bit better. So we might have a little bit of extra stuff there, but I think I'm going to do most of that off camera because we've been going for a while here, and I want to make sure we get this thing done before the end of the episode. So I'm going to cut here. I'm going to work on getting this thing finished up and ready to go into business, and I will bring you guys back in just a moment. All right, and with that, I think we are done here today with this whole thing. So as you can see, I've added a little bit of plant life around the edges, made some little mushroom things with the shroom lights, and I've got some of these vines growing up here. And I added in the little, like, cement type brick that I wanted to add in. It doesn't really look like cement, but you know what I mean. Just kind of the ceiling between the things. And if we walk inside, we have a little bit of lighting in the ceilings just kind of randomly thrown out, and I've got this nice kind of recessed floor going on with our little sales things. Now, I didn't do anything too crazy in here, and I did put prices on these. Brawnzy is, of course, welcome to come in and change these when he comes in and stocks the shop, but I put 1 diamond per stack for each of the craft items. I put 3 diamonds per stack for each of the basic bricks, and then I put 5 diamonds per stack for each of the a little more extensive things that we've got going on here. So I think that's pretty good. Hopefully Brawnzy agrees and he can change them again if he needs to, but I believe with that, that is going to do it for today. We'll add in a path and stuff when we add the drone in and everything, but we'll worry about all of that in a future episode. So again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. And if you'd like to join the Discord server, there's a link in the description, and there's links to my other socials down there as well. So again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.